Hello bandwagon, thank you for checking out my cover of Guardian from Deltarune, the epic Titan battle theme. If you haven't seen it yet, watch it right now, link is right up there. Wow, I gotta say, what a hard-hitting battle theme. The original checks all the boxes for an epic battle. It's got the orchestra, we got the choir, got the kind of crazy moving percussion, and then the rhythmic bass line that just pulses it forwards. Originally, what hooked me on this track, no surprise, is that tiny little piccolo that just kind of goes around. I actually thought of the SNL gag they did on Weird Little Flute, because it really is just a tiny little weird little flute that just hooks you in. And when I heard it, I was like, I can play that part and I can nail that little flute line. The rest of it, I'm not quite so sure. When I was working on this arrangement, I actually wanted to kind of experiment with a couple different ideas I had on instrumentation. Instead of the electric guitar, I decided to use an oud, which is a fretless string instrument. The string is really loose, so it actually creates a pretty kind of wide percussive bass note when you play it. And so that combined with the bow on the double bass, I thought would kind of bring this gritty acoustic distortion instead of the electric distortion of the original. And then combine that with the frame drum, which I kind of hit and then move my hand across. All together would bring a cool Arabic spice to the track. That would give it kind of a little bit of a different feel than from what the original was doing. One of the most memorable parts of the original Guardian track is that choir that comes in and sings those 3 tiered notes. And I wanted to recreate that choir without using any virtual instruments or anything. But as a guy, I only have a range, up through my falsetto and my head voice. So I figured out what I could do is as it gets higher, I could blend in flutes, and that way it would kind of trick your ear into thinking you were hearing female altos and sopranos in those registers. So to give you a little background, here are 3 different flutes playing the same C major scale. As the flute type gets lower from alto to bass, that same C major scale is played higher on the instrument, which gives it a more airy and thin quality from the C flute counterpart. To see this in action, here is my choir without any flutes. And here is the choir adding the flutes. You can hear it's much more full and has a lot more space and air to it. And for fun, here's just the choir isolated with all of the voices and all the flutes in there. And finally, I loved that little flute part in the introduction so much that I wanted to actually tie that into the main chorus part of the song. And so I thought it'd be cool to combine the flute and the piccolo with a stylophone, so you get kind of a half and half of an acoustic sound mixed with this ultra digital synthesized sound. I thought this would also nicely tie in that little riff from the beginning into the rest of the track and just give it that really cohesive quality throughout the whole thing. And if you are interested, here is the full instrumentation that I used on the track. If you enjoyed watching this and you want to come be part of the bandwagon, click subscribe and hit that notification button so that YouTube lets you know every time that I post a video. It takes 2 seconds and it really actually does help out this channel a lot, and I promise I won't post more than 1 to 2 videos a month, so I won't flood your subscription feed. And finally, leave a suggestion in the comments for what you want to hear next. I'm probably working on a Hollow Knight Silk song right after this, but after that, you could be the one to tell me what is covered next on this channel. So with that, I will see you in a handful of weeks with a new video, and have a good fall, and probably Halloween if I don't see you before then. Also, random side note, I went to Hans Zimmer Live, which was a lot of fun, but I kind of worried about this guy's neck after this extreme level of hair flipping while cello playing. It's just kind of funny.